Ashwagandha is a plant-based adaptogen that has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, and modern-day science is now exploring all the purported health benefits of ashwagandha, from decreasing stress levels, increasing endurance, aiding in memory and cognition, and improving sexual function. Ashwagandha is seen as a superhero in the world of natural herbal remedies. But one question always comes up: how do I get the best results when I take it? It's a question that you guys have been asking for, so I'm here to discuss it today. So you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned till the end. Hi guys, you've seen Arsalan Media Pharmacist here on YouTube. On this channel, I help you guys make better and more informed decisions about your health and wellness. So if that's something you're into and want to be part of, be sure to smash that like button below now. Also, while you're at it, hit that subscribe button too to join the Aspires family. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, if you've been following me for a while now, you'll know I've already talked about ashwagandha, what it is, what it is used for, who and who shouldn't take it, and general information. So click the I button at the upper right hand corner to watch that video as well. This video is geared towards those who have to have the okay to start taking it per their doctor's approval, or have been taking it for a while, what tips they should know of to get the best results. And it'll be broken down into 2 tips for maximizing those benefits. Number 1, the amount and timing on when to take it, day or night. And number 2, the types of ashwagandha out there, and if one works better than the other. Because let's face it, as the body of evidence grows for the use of adaptogenic herbs, everyone wants to come out with their own version of ashwagandha. It's important to have an idea for what to look for and what's out there on the market. So without further ado, let's address the amounts. Typical dosage is 300 milligrams of ashwagandha, standardized to withanolide content of at least 1 to 5% withanolides once or twice a day. Now, that's just standardized. For lowering stress and anxiety, most benefits are linked to dosages of 500 to 600 milligrams per day, taken for at least 1 month. Let's say for enhanced muscle growth and strength, 600 milligrams of ashwagandha per day for 8 weeks led to a 1.5 to 1.7 times larger increase in muscle strength and 1.6 to 2.3 times higher increase in muscle size compared to placebo. But when you look at memory, although a short study but noteworthy, an 8-week study in 50 adults showed that taking 300 milligrams of ashwagandha root extract twice daily significantly improved general memory, task performance, and attention. But let's say if you're going to be using it for, let's say, balancing testosterone and supporting male fertility, ranges of 300 milligrams of root extract twice daily to 5,000 milligrams a day has been seen as well. Bottom line, dosages vary depending on your needs, but 250 to 600 milligrams per day for at least 1 month seems to be that sweet spot that is observed. Since every manufacturer will have their own directions, please refer to the directions on the label and ask your local pharmacist if you need further clarification. The second tip is to understand the timing. Choosing when to take ashwagandha largely depends on your personal preference. If you're looking at taking it in the morning, remember that taking it on an empty stomach may lead to a mild stomach discomfort in some people. So it may be best to take it after breakfast or after eating a small snack. If you're looking at taking it at bedtime, it may be better for those who are still experiencing stomach discomfort with it even after taking the meal. Bottom line, it's most important to choose a time when you'll be the most consistent in taking it, as well as what feels best for you. The third tip is to really get down to understanding your products, which is huge. Ashwagandha is available today in a variety of forms, including ashwagandha capsules, tablets, tinctures, raw powder, and a growing number of commercial beverages and foods. Whatever way you're taking it, it's best to remember that the effects are cumulative, so you will need to take it regularly and consistently to reap its long-term benefits. Foods and beverages that use ashwagandha as a whole herb rather than an extract may only include small amounts, with the amounts not always listed. If you want to maintain a consistent daily dosage of ashwagandha, it's best to look for products that list the amount of ashwagandha included as well as the potency. And that is key here. The potency and quality of the ashwagandha in different products can vary widely depending on how the herb is grown and prepared. Whether the product is standardized and what quality controls are in place matter too. It's hard to know exactly what you're getting if this is not clear. So for the best results, you do need to consider some things first. The first is that USDA organic label. Organically grown plants are considered safer and healthier because they are free of potentially toxic residue from chemical pesticides and fertilizers, as well as artificial additives, preservatives, and GMOs. Whether or not you prefer to eat organic foods or believe in them, there are good reasons to look for organic certification for your herbal medicines. And this is because organic certification requires rigorous third-party documentation, inspection, and testing to ensure that the strict guidelines are followed for how ingredients are sourced, grown, harvested, stored, and transported, and eventually sold. That alone gives you a little more peace of mind. If you don't want to consider organic, that's okay too. Then it's important, regardless, to have the supplements independently tested and verified by an outside company such as Consumer Labs, USP, or the NSF. The second thing to consider is whole herb versus standardized extracts. Many ashwagandha products on the market use a simple whole herb preparation in which the plant, usually the root, is either dried and ground or steeped in alcohol to make a tincture. This is consistent with traditional herbal practices. Whole herb preparations contain the full complexity of the plant with all of its known and unknown bioactives in a more or less unknown concentration. So in short, whole herb medicines are low in potency, requiring higher doses to achieve results, which leads to a limited shelf life and even more losing potency as soon as the herbs are picked. Now, I'm not against the whole herb method. My concern from a scientific perspective is that they lack controls to ensure a consistent product with consistent effects. The potency and chemical makeup of the herb is highly variable depending on the regional variety of the plant, geographical and soil conditions, time of harvest, processing methods, and many other factors that may play a role. Medicines with an inconsistent chemical profile is also a poor candidate for any scientific research, which is why whole herb medicines lack clinical studies to validate their efficacy. What we know is that the strong body of clinical research supporting ashwagandha is based almost entirely on the study of standardized ashwagandha extracts and not the whole herb. The big problem here is people disregarding extracts for the whole herb when scientists need to ensure that the chemical profile of the herb remain consistent from batch to batch. That's why you find standardized extracts are generally more potent than the whole herb. In the case of ashwagandha, about 10 times more potent, and will retain that potency for years to come. Speaking of potency, this is usually measured as concentration of withanolides and is displayed on the label and will be consistent with each dose, allowing you to control your dosage more precisely. So bottom line, when it comes down to quality and efficacy, which are the two important factors that you need to have to get the most benefits from ashwagandha, two stand out far above the rest, and those are the ashwagandha extracts of KSM 66 and Sensoril. These are both standardized high potency, full spectrum certified organic extracts with a long list of verified health benefits backed by clinical studies. KSM 66 ashwagandha, which is standardized to 5% withanolides, has been tested and evaluated in 13 clinical trials following randomized double-blind placebo-controlled designs, and the most common dosage used for these human clinical trials was 600 milligrams per day. So to achieve the results shown in the studies, look for an ashwagandha product that includes 600 milligrams of KSM 66 per serving, or 300 milligrams per serving with 2 doses per day. And to avoid all the digging around, I'll have links for them in the description below. This is the second video I made on ashwagandha, and I urge you to watch the first one I made earlier as it goes over some safety tips as well. I know that this video has a lot of information, but from the overwhelming amount of questions you guys left me from this video, I decided it would be best to finally address some of those questions with this video. Let me know if you want to see more content on this topic as well. I hope that this video helps give you a better understanding on ashwagandha as a whole. Like the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe not to miss out on all other future videos. Thanks for sticking tuned all the way till the end, and I'll see you guys on the next one.